Hi everyone, I am Gohar Arzuchan, KS 2018 batch. So I had promised in last video that I'll be making separate videos on every subject. So in this video I'll be covering economy, specifically for the prelims purpose. Now if you go to the syllabus of prelims and that too for the economy subject, now I think the only word mentioned in the syllabus is Indian economy. So you can see that the syllabus is not very well defined. So I'll be directly telling you what sources did I refer and what strategy did I adopted. So that made me to solve almost every question of economy when it comes to the prelims examination. Now, the first thing that you have to do is that you go to market, buy the 12th class macroeconomic NCERT. Now, it is very simple book written in very simple language. So I think if you read that book, you won't be having any issue in comprehending whatever is written in that particular book. Now, I'll just show you that what does this book look like. So this is the 12th class macroeconomic. Now, 12th class has two NCERTs. I think one is the microeconomy and second is the macroeconomics. So you don't need to read the microeconomic one, just read the macroeconomic one. Now, if you see this, the chapters of this particular book, the first chapter is about introduction. I think you don't need to read that. You can skip that. The second chapter is very important. That is about national income accounting. So in which you will be dealing about the very basic concept, that is the GDP, GNP, NNP, and personal income and all. So you should be definitely reading this chapter, the second one. The third one is also very important. That is money and banking. And fourth is income determination. You can skip that. I think it is not important. Then the government budgeting and open economy macroeconomics. So these 4-5 chapters you should be definitely reading. Now what happens is that when you start, because I was also myself very afraid of economy as a subject, because I was having this image that it is all about facts, figures and statistics, but in reality it was not the case. So when I read economy, it immediately became my favorite subject, because I came to the conclusion that it was all about concepts. So if you have conceptual clarity in economy, then I think you can handle the factual questions as well. Now I'll tell you how you will handle them. Now see, when you are a beginner, I guess that you will be having difficulty in understanding the concepts like GDP, GNP, NNP. So it will be difficult. And even in this particular book, there are some mathematical equations given, which I think when you are a naive one, so it will create some problem. So what I will suggest you is that there is a YouTube channel by the name of Study with MK. So he has covered very brilliantly this macroeconomic book in his videos, and he makes the concepts very simple to understand. Now what I will suggest you is that you firstly read the chapter, and I'm sure that you will be having difficulty in understanding things. Then go to that particular YouTube channel, that is Study with MK, and search his videos or search his playlist on macroeconomy, and he has made his videos chapter wise. Now go to first chapter, watch the video. I'm sure that you won't be having any problem after watching those videos. Come back to this topic, come back to the book, read the chapter again. If you're able to comprehend, well and good. If not, then I would again suggest you to go back to his videos, watch them again, watch them very attentively, come back to this book, read the chapter again, and I'm sure that after that you won't be having any problem. And still, I would say that if you're not able to understand any concept, then what you can do is that you can Google their concept, and that's what I actually used to do. I used to, for example, there is a concept of SLR, or for that matter, marginal standing facility. Now, these concepts are very difficult for a beginner. If you're not able to understand that, you can Google that term, and I used to put, for example, if I have to look for the marginal standing facility. Now I would go to Google, write marginal standing facility, and add the word explained there. Now a lot of links would pop up, and you can go to any link, and I'm sure the teachers there explain the concepts in very simple language, so you won't be having any problem. So the first task for you is that you read macroeconomic NCERT, that is of 12th class. If you're not able to understand any concept, go to the YouTube channel, that is the Study with MK. He has explained the things in very simple language. Watch those videos, come back to the book, read that book again. Now see, very basic concepts are covered in this macroeconomic book. So you should not be having this confidence that you have covered almost every basic of the economics. So after you are done with this book, after you are done with the exercise that I have just mentioned about, then what mistake I did was that I picked up this book, that is this book by Ramesh Singh. So it is very popular in the market because it is huge basically. So I didn't find any other relevance of it in actual examination. Now what I did was that I read this book. This is I think 700 or 800 pages. So it took me I think 2 months to finish the book. When I came back for revision, it again took me probably more than 1 month. So at that time I concluded that the return on investment has been zero for this particular book. So I went to the Google and searched that what other sources could be best for the economy subject when it comes to prelims or even for mains. Now I found a very good book. So that is by Shriram IAS. Now I bought that after I finished reading this particular Ramesh Singh's book, and this is the book, the Shriram IAS. Very tiny, but at the same time very comprehensive in its coverage. So then I started reading it. It took me probably 1 month, and in the second reading, it took me I think 10 days only to finish the book. So even if it's taking you more time, I think the returns will be huge. So don't belittle your confidence that if I'm taking more time, so it's eating my time from somewhere else. So don't think over that. Just read this book, read it multiple times, and that's all you can do for economy. So after you are finished with these two books, one is the macroeconomic one, second is the Shriram IAS book. These are the two sources. These are only two sources that I personally referred, and most of the people do. So apart from that, then there is this YouTube channel by Mrunal sir. So he is very brilliant, but I won't suggest that for a beginner because he uses a lot of complex concepts in his videos. So it becomes a demotivating factor for a newcomer. So he gets easily demotivated when he sees that a lot of things are being said in a video which I don't have any idea. So for a beginner, I won't suggest that. So for a beginner, what strategy I just mentioned about, that is read macroeconomic NCERT, visit the channel Study with MQ and watch his videos, or even if you find any other relevant channel on YouTube, watch that, come back to the book, read that again. So after you are done with reading macroeconomic NCERT and Shriram IAS book, I am again mentioning that never read Ramesh Singh's book. It is too big. You won't be able to revise it, and the return will be very low. So macroeconomic NCERT, along with that you can watch any YouTube channel's video about macroeconomic concepts, because the concepts are initially very difficult, but ultimately when you get good hold over them, so maybe economy would become a favorite subject of yours, like it was mine as well. So then read Shriram IAS book from cover to cover. Even if it's taking more time, the returns are huge, trust me. So after that, what I would suggest you is that either you can order online the test series from different coaching institutes of Delhi. That's what I did. I found two very good platforms on Google. One was Flavido and second one was Pankaj Copiers. You can also find their contact numbers on some social media platform or even on Google. So what I used to do was that I used to order test series from them. They used to courier me to my address, and I used to solve question on economy and solve as much as possible. So after you are finished with these two books, the only exercise that you have to do is to solve as much MCQs as possible, because a lot of times when you read any concept, you have this confidence that yes, I'm done with this concept, but ultimately when it comes to solving the question, it creates problem there. So I would suggest that after you are done with these books, then either buy any test series. Like I mentioned, I used to order them from Delhi through Pankaj Copiers or Flavido, or even if you find any other person who can send you those test series, you can even use that. But these two I have used them frequently, so my experience with them has been good. Now when you buy those test series, try to solve, I would say that initially pick up one concept and solve MCQs on that. Now in the test series you may not find suitably placed MCQs for any particular concept. So for that, what I would suggest you that go to Google and search MCQs. For example, you can search MCQs on CRR, MCQs on SLR, MCQs on banking reform, and you'll be getting a lot of MCQs and solve them. If you're done with that exercise, so then I think you don't need to go anywhere else. You are done with economy as a subject. But then there are two documents, very important. One is the budget, second one is the economic survey. See, I won't suggest you to read whole economic survey, because that's a huge document. Budget you can read, budget you should read, and after that, after going through the budget, read the next day's newspapers, 2-3 newspapers. You can pick up the Economic Times, the I think Business Standard is there, then the Hindu is there, Indian Express. Read them all. Mostly whatever important stuff is there in the budget, that gets covered in either the editorial section or in some other section in those newspapers. So firstly you have to read the budget, then go to the next day newspapers and read the relevant things from those newspapers, and that's what you can do about the budget issue. Then second is the economic survey. For economic survey, I personally would say that I have read them multiple times, but I won't suggest you to do that, because I again feel that the returns are not very good for going through this huge document. But alternatively you can do is that Vision IAS releases the summary of that particular economic survey, so you can read that. That would be sufficient, I guess. So you just have to pick up important data from there. For example, every time there is data about what has been the fiscal deficit, the trends in CRR, SLR. Mostly in examination these days, they are asking application-based question. They're not asking you that what is the CRR rate right now. They'll ask you that has it increased during last 10 years or decreased, or what has been the trend. So that's how they are asking question. and most likely they won't be asking you what is the CRR rate right now. They'll ask you that what happens if CRR is increased or if it is decreased. So you have to keep more focus on the application part rather than cramming any factual information out there. So this is all about the budget and the economic survey. You can read the budget, it is a small document I guess, or watch the budget speech of the finance minister, and after that read the next day's newspaper. And same you can do with the economic survey. Don't read the full document, read the summary that is released by Vision IAS on their website, and you are done with these two documents. So ultimately it's macroeconomic NCRT, the Shriram IAS book, budget, economic survey, and the newspapers which cover these two things, budget and economic survey. In fact, the next day's newspaper when budget is released or the economic survey is released. So after that, then comes the issue of current affairs related to economy. So initially you don't have to read current affairs because you won't be able to understand anything. When you don't know what's CRR, what's SLR, mostly the things are about these concepts only in the newspaper. So I think it won't serve any purpose. Firstly, read macroeconomic NCRT. You will be having good fair amount of idea that what basic concepts are all about. And after that you can read, if you are comfortable in reading newspaper, you can do that. If you're not, then Vision IAS monthly magazine will serve the purpose. It has a dedicated section for economy. You can read that. If you are not able to understand anything within that section, you can always Google that, or you can always search some video on that particular thing on YouTube. So I am sure that there is no concept that has not been simply explained anywhere, either on Google or on YouTube. So that's the thing that I did for current affairs. I didn't read newspaper. I just stick to monthly Vision IAS magazine, and if I was not able to understand anything, any new concept that popped up somewhere, so I used to search on Google or search on YouTube, some video on YouTube, and mostly my concepts were clear. So I'll just again tell you one interesting thing, that I attempted all questions and all were correct when it comes to economy. And there was one time that I even had no idea what inflation is all about. I knew that it is something about price rise, but why this happens, what are its consequences, how to control that, I had no amount of idea about this particular thing. But now I was able to attempt all the questions, and economy became one of my favorite subjects. So this is all I did. I'm being very honest here, and I'm sure that if you adopt this strategy, one day will also come when you will be having same kind of experience, same kind of confidence when it comes to solving the economic concepts, the economic MCQs or economic questions for that matter. Now I'm done with the basic books, the strategy for budget and economic survey, and the current affairs. So crux has been that macroeconomic, along with one YouTube channel that I have mentioned is MK, video study with MK I think. Second is Shriram IAS book. Third is the budget and economic survey, I have already mentioned. And fourth is current affairs from Vision IAS only. If you are comfortable with newspaper, go with that, but I didn't read. I just stick to the monthly magazine. Now a lot of time students ask me that what are the important topics. Now see, when we say important topics, it means that you have to put more focus on those topics, but that never means that you have to neglect other topics. So there is no important or otherwise topic in any subject for that matter when it comes to these kind of examinations, because you see that a lot of times we see that yes, polity, there are a lot of questions from polity, but when you go in actual examination, there is a sudden change of trend. So sometimes they ask question from medieval history, like probably UPSC did last time. So a lot of students were neglecting the medieval history, so they ask questions from that only. So it is not that some concepts are important and you have to neglect others. So that should not be the case. But yes, there are a lot of important concepts that you should be having idea in any case. So you cannot neglect them at least. So I'll be just showing you what important concepts I think are there. Firstly, the basic economy that you have to in any case do, like what is GDP, GNP, NNP. I think then I guess there is this Niti Ayog. Niti Ayog is very important topic, and the history of planning in India, because that will give you a fair idea that where our economy is going. Okay. Then right now there was, I think prior to this pandemic, there was very important concept of $5 trillion economy. That probably is not too much in news these days, but that is again important for you. Then fiscal policy and related concepts, monetary and credit policy, very important. Related concepts you have to do in any case. Then money market, you can read, you should be reading that, but I guess if you see the trend, a lot of questions have not been asked from this section, but you cannot neglect that. These are my words. Stock market, again, this is important but not so important. So you can have cursory view of this particular topic, but more focus has to be on fiscal policy, monetary policy. Then the growth and development is very important. Taxation is very important, especially the GST regime. Banking system is very important. Then you can balance the payment, foreign trade, and so yes, these are some of the important topics that I feel you should definitely be having ideas about. You cannot neglect them. You cannot neglect anything in this examination. You have to read everything, but these are the areas which I think you should be focusing more on. So that's all about my economic strategy. Now, if I'm sure that I might have missed on a lot of aspects. If you think I missed out on anything, you can ask me in comment section. I'll be happy to help. So thank you so much. I'm signing off right now. We'll be seeing you in next video.